Hello and welcome to another edition of Stalwart Academy. Today's topic is on SIP trunking. SIP trunking is one way to eliminate costs and increase operational functionality for your unified communications environment. As we talk about SIP trunking, I want to make sure one point is clear. For our discussion, SIP trunking is how you use SIP to connect your environment to the PSTN or public switched telephone network. Today's topic is not about SIP endpoints. Many of you already have realized the value and benefits of centralizing your call processing by putting a Cisco Unified Communications Manager into your infrastructure to consolidate disparate PBXs that may be located in remote locations and centralized locations. So you've already started to realize the value of a unified communications platform. SIP trunking will enable you to take that one step farther by taking traditional voice communications technology and leveraging the IP data network to facilitate that communications. In our diagram here, we've got a couple things I want to note. We've got PSTN connectivity at the headquarters location that's done through a PRI. A PRI gives you 23 channels of voice communications. This specific example, we're using area code 704. We also have 3 remote locations. Remote location 1, we have another PRI consisting of 23 voice channels in the 803 area code. Remote site number 2 is the area code 864, again with 23 additional channels. And remote site number 3 is area code 617 with an additional 23 channels of voice communications. So whereas the centralized call processing has been put in place, there's no concept of centralized PSTN connectivity. It's all distributed, which creates costs in your environment. SIP trunking can be used to alleviate some of these redundant costs. The first step for implementing SIP, one is to determine how are you going to do it. I'm going to draw 2 examples of how SIP can be implemented. First is through internet-based SIP service. With internet-based SIP, we would implement a cube. CUBE stands for Cisco Unified Border Element. The Unified Border Element maintains a connectivity to an upstream internet-based service provider offering SIP service. At Stalwart, we work closely with the folks at Triad Telecom. We've been happy with their service. With CUBE, you order call paths. Call paths are the equivalent of PRI circuits, but unlike PRI, where it's a fixed limit of 23, call paths can be ordered as needed and adjusted as needed. Another benefit of SIP is that it's not geographically dependent, whereas a PRI, you have a fixed area code that you can use with a certain PRI service. Just like you have a certain area code that would work in the Columbia area or the Greenville area. With SIP, these area codes can be ported to be delivered through a centralized SIP service. The value of this is it enables you to take costs which are associated with this SIP server, or this PRI service here, here, and potentially here, and get rid of this. And perhaps even here at the headquarters. So these costs associated with this PRI service can be alleviated because now you're leveraging this CUBE service. Financially, you're not wasting channels. Often cases, the full 23 channels are never being used in remote branches. It's just often easier to bring in a PRI as opposed to 11, 12, maybe even 15 analog POTS lines. So there's probably excess circuits associated with remote site PRIs. You can eliminate that waste. Another advantage of SIP is once it's been provisioned in your environment, if you need a remote site brought online quickly, it's a matter of ordering DIDs for that location if DIDs are required, and adjusting the number of call paths that may be required to support that new location. It may be that you've provisioned enough call paths to where you don't even need to increase the bandwidth associated with that service. As I spoke, there are 2 ways to implement SIP. One is internet-based. Another way to do that would be WAN based. In this design, a cube router would really be connected on your internal network and associated with the SIP service that is offered through your WAN carrier. Okay? So, same component, we'd have a Cisco Unified Border Element router, which is really a 2800 series or 3800 series router, properly licensed, to provide WAN-based SIP or internet-based SIP. At Stalwart, we've seen many customers have financial gain and operational benefits through the use of SIP, and we feel like that it really just allows customers to take their unified communications deployment to the next level. Thank you.